So immediate cause of Renaissance we'll continue with. The previous video tells you the different parts of the syllabus that we are doing for the modern age in Europe. This is a continuation of that video. So please watch that as well. So immediate cause of the Renaissance was the German priest Martin Luther, who started his movement against the evil practices of the church. He raised a strong voice and launched a movement against abuses in the church and the authority of the Pope. So that is how he started the Reformation. Now, new learning is not in syllabus, so this you can cancel. And Martin Luther's contribution is also not in syllabus for this year. And then you have this part that is counter-reformation. There the council says you have to do the meaning only. So you can just mark this meaning. That in order to restore the credibility of the church, a large number of dedicated Christians, including some popes, introduced certain reforms within the church. And this movement is known as counter-reformation. That's all you have to do, because you just need to know the meaning of counter-reformation. Just the meaning. So the remaining part you can cancel out. And this is the reduced syllabus for this chapter. Then we move on to the last part of modern age in Europe, that is chapter C, which is Industrial Revolution. Quite considerably reduced. The only thing you have to do in this chapter as per the new syllabus is Industrial Revolution, that is meaning, definition of the term Industrial Revolution. And then you have to do definition of socialism and capitalism, that is meaning of socialism and capitalism. So you can cut out the comparative study. It's not comparative study, we are only doing the meaning of socialism and capitalism. So in Industrial Revolution you have to mark the definition of Industrial Revolution. So here is the definition. You can mark it like this as a highlighted sentence so you can remember. The term Industrial Revolution denotes all those changes that took place in the field of industry during the second half of the 18th century and the first half of the 19th century. So it is the definition of the term Industrial Revolution. Okay, and as far as the definition is concerned, you can write this much, but if you want to add to your answer, you can also add this line. During the period of Industrial Revolution, the employer made his workers to use machines in his factory. The employees were paid wages for their labor. And this period marked a change from handwork to machine work and from domestic system to factory system of production. So this whole paragraph, if you can remember in your own words and use certain keywords like employees were paid for their labor, and then the period marked a change from handwork to machine work, domestic system to factory system. These are the keywords. Okay, so this is if you cannot remember the exact words and you want to write the definition. Some people cannot remember everything word by word, so you can use these keywords and still be able to answer. But in case you can learn by heart, you can use this definition of Industrial Revolution. It is the name given to a series of changes that brought about a transition from production by hand to production by machine. That is the same thing here. In case you can't learn this, you can just mark that. And from small scale production to large scale production, from handmade goods to machine made goods. I hope this is clear. Okay, and then the remaining part of the chapter, you are not doing the causes of Industrial Revolution. You are not doing anything from here. All this you can cancel. Then you will start with capitalism. But in capitalism also, you have to do only the meaning of the term capitalism. So you can mark this. The economic system which generates and gives power to the capitalists came to be known as capitalism. To add to the answer, you can write capitalists not only provide money for buying machines, tools, implements, and raw material, but also promote further research to develop improved machines. That's all for capitalism. Then you do not need to do anything else here. You can just cancel the causes and impact of capitalism. Nothing is there in the syllabus. And then you move to socialism. You should read what was socialism. You will not be asked anything from here. What you need to do is the meaning of socialism. So you can mark it is defined as an economic system in which means of production are owned not by private individuals but by the community in order that all may share more fairly in the wealth produced. That is all for socialism. So you can cancel the remaining part of the chapter. Here there is a comparative table where you only need to do the first part to know the difference between capitalism and socialism. The remaining part you can cancel. And the remaining part of the chapter, nothing is there in syllabus. You only need to know the definitions and the meanings. And you can practice some questions from here. So I hope this reduced syllabus video will clarify all your queries. I have made around 5 videos on this reduced syllabus for history separately and for civics also. So please go through all the videos. I hope you will like the video and I'll try to make it better and improved from the next time. Thank you for all your support. I'm signing off now. Thank you.